What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
Hey guys, it's Thunder Rosa, and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 165, Business Picks Ups, reviewing the September 25th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2024, as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is the man of 55,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, and of course, his immaculate Yankee fitted collection. The one and only Jimmy Macram is here. How are you doing?
Hello, ladies and gents. How the hell are you? I'm good, I think. We'll see how it goes. I won't say good. I'm all right. I'm fine.
Hey, you have to be good. You didn't watch AEW live. I got all the messages when I woke up in the morning. Well, when you were finally probably closing your eyes to go to sleep is when I saw your messages responding to my messages as I was watching live.
What was it, like 4 o'clock? No, I had a couple more hours after that. But yeah, I don't know, it's just better not live. I don't know why. I think it's like knowing you have the option to escape at any time. Fast forward, shit gets too bad.
Hey, you didn't even have any Jericho scheduled on the show, so you should have tried not doing it live last week when we had a 20-minute Jericho matchup to start off.
I didn't skip anything.
You could have skipped through the middle, and then you would have been like, "Yo, this is Jericho's best match." I skipped like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes Jericho.
I had an awful fucking opinion of the show tomorrow. This is great. All this is great. I love those. No. You gotta stick it out. You gotta watch the awfulness. So you know.
Very fair. We need to get you on our Monday Night Raw review because you seem to like Raw now. So we need to get you on there if you're free on a Tuesday.
What's this? September? Jesus.
Yeah.
Whenever they got rid of their like post Mania lull, so I don't know, May, June. I like to
it was June. It was the June 17th edition. I remember it vividly because that was the Wyatt 6 debut. That was the one where I was like,
I liked it well before that. Wyatt 6 would ruin it for me.
I thought they were still at a low until that episode. I thought the build to King and Queen of the Ring was ultra low. Outside of the King and the Queen of the Ring matches, those were the only highlights of those shows. And then I thought that was the first episode that I remember where I was like, yeah, this is a top to bottom, really good to great 3-hour show, which they've been consistently on since.
Okay.
But yes, we're not here to talk about Monday Night Raw. I'm lying. We probably will talk about some stuff from Monday Night Raw because we usually spend 20 to 30 minutes talking about stuff that have nothing to do with the show we're here to review. But we are here to review AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2024. We appreciate y'all if you are joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you are watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on the video. Help the YouTube algorithm. Also, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, you could drop a heart, a like, a laugh emoji, an angry emoji. However, Dynamite Grand Slam made you feel. You let us know with those emotes. Watching us on Twitter, drop a heart and retweet the video. And of course, if you're watching on any of those 3 platforms, you can sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys and hear your takes on AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But if you want to make sure you're a part of the conversation, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and keep it moving and show your support to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. We always appreciate the support. We got Eric Isaacs in the chat with us today who says, hello, THH fam. Rhea Ripley, one lucky woman. Today's her hubby, Buddy Matthews' birthday, and also her Terra twin brother, Damian Priest, as well. I wish she has to spend double today on birthday gifts.
Yeah, I guess. I can't think of Rhea Ripley as lucky. Have you seen her? No. Sorry. Okay, but she's I'll be nice. I'll be nice today. I'm not gonna make any comments about placement and how if your woman's better off than you are, then your marriage is on troubled waters. I'm not gonna say any of that today. I'm simply going to say the best of luck to everybody involved. I'm sure a marriage between a AEW jobber and fucking Steve Austin is gonna work out perfectly. I can't see how that wouldn't work. Absolutely. All those big relationships when the woman is 36 times bigger than the man, it always works out. Always.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know we needed this early, but okay.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Buddy. Just the same way I root for people in the fucking Jason movie. Run. Right.
We got Ace in the chat with us today who says, what's up, SB3, Jimmy, and chat. We also got Annika who says, yes, full beard. I see you growing it back, Jimmy.
Slowly but surely. We're getting there.
There you go. She's a fan. We got G Loke in the chat and says, "What it do at True Hill Heat? What did I witness last night? Smash up that like, and so we get the truth. Let's go." We also got G Loke who says, "At Jimmy, love your AEW energy for this Thursday."
Yes, very chill today. I'm calm. We're gonna keep it together. Nothing to get upset about, really. Outside of Matt Jackson pretending he's fucking McFoley, but other than that, it was fine. Good Lord, how do we put up with this shit? How's Matt Jackson out on the Pantheon?
He's gonna get pissed, though, in my opinion. Doesn't have matchup then. We got Frantic World who says, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat." We also got Christopher Kidd who says, "Mr. McMahon, have you seen any of the Netflix docu-series yet, Jimmy?"
I have. And I watched it. And I went.
You watched the whole thing?
I saw the first couple episodes.
I watched the first two, Junior and Heat.
Watched it and I went, I'm having deja vu. I've seen
it. Thank you. Like that was I was telling my missus today, and my missus, who rarely watches anything current wrestling, and she's like, I didn't learn anything new except for Pat Patterson touched Tony Atlas Pekka. He touched my Pekka.
That's like, hey. Yeah, I know everybody wants to dunk on Vince, but we know all this. And I don't mean like inside wrestling fan shit. I mean, if you just watch this shit, doesn't put out the last, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, you've seen all this.
Yeah. There was really no new information 2 episodes in. I was like, and I had to like get clarification, and everybody that I've heard that has watched the whole series, there was like, your opinion on the series is very dependent on you making it through to basically the 6th episode. The 6th episode is the one that has the juicy stuff.
I'm curious. All right, I guess I'll skip the next 3 then. Fair enough. Fucking we watch this shit. Oh, I care. I will say one thing that did hurt my fucking heart, and my favorite wrestler of all time, by far, is the great Steve Austin saying he doesn't believe in CTE.
Oh,
that hurt. It hurt a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you, Steve. Not really your call. Things are.
I'm not a CTE guy. What? Vince saying steroids had nothing to do with Chris Benoit double murder suicide. I was like, what are y'all doing? The big one that I thought the most wild shit that Vince said in the first 2 episodes was his response to Rita Chatterton and those allegations. Oh my God. Dude said it was consensual, but even if it wasn't, the statute of limitations is up. What?
Could you imagine if you're his fucking lawyer? He's like, it's consensual, and his lawyer's like,
what? What are you saying, dude? Oh my God!
What the fuck? That's fantastic.
I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing, sir? Yeah, I'm going to give everybody time to watch the whole series. I think I'm not going to do a full review on the channel until probably next week. Next week seems like the best time where everybody has a couple of days to watch it or choose not to watch it, and I watch it for you. We got in the chat, Frantic World, who says, I started watching the Mr. McMahon docu-series and F him and everyone who is trying to make him look good. I don't think I'm like 2 episodes in. Other than Hogan, I don't think anyone's like Hogan and Bruce Pritchard. Which, it's like, what do you expect from these 2 people? Like from these 2 people, I expect them to big up and praise Mr. McMahon with everything they do.
Goddamn right.
I don't think anyone's going out of their way to make him look good.
I don't blame him either. Well, I blame Hogan because he's the most selfish person on the planet and should be fucking looking out for himself here. And it isn't, but.
And he 100% admitted that he's been lying for years. For years, he said he wasn't the one that snitched out on Jesse Ventura.
Crazy.
But now he admits that he did.
Oh, it's so gross. But whatever. Fair enough. Yeah, it just made me sad. All this made me sad. Not all of it, just an awesome thing. That hurt. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's fair. It's fair. We got I Make Beats in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. Chris is in the chat saying happy birthday to Asuka. Yes, happy birthday to her. Ortiz.
Ooh.
A couple of people got birthdays today. We
She
also
come back
got
soon?
big.
Or
Huh?
Asuka user. She coming back soon? Asuka? Do we know?
Well, she has a leg injury, so I think she's a couple of months away. Big Randor says, I have a lot to say about Matt Jackson. A man thought he was the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Hey,
Fucking
Grand
heinous.
Slam, that's a big stage. Big stage.
So what? You're still Matt Jackson, motherfucker. Oh, what the fuck are we? I'm so annoyed. I really like that match too.
I love
No
that.
spoilers. Just yet.
We got Annika who says, a great podcaster just said, I've greatly overestimated people's intelligence.
Which weird podcast was this? I need to know. You better be rather intelligent. Otherwise, I have quite a few things to say. Who the fuck are you to overestimate anything? How dare you?
Will Chisholm says, you surprised that a white man from Texas don't believe in CTE, LOL?
Steve Austin's got great fucking opinions on fucking gay marriage and race relations. I was hoping CTE wasn't a blind spot. Apparently it is. Can't win them all, I guess.
I don't remember even having any concussions. That's the point, Steve.
Steve. Oh, God. Oh.
Should have had the people out on the camera that were helping Vince with shit. They should have had someone for Austin. You're having a concussion. That might mean that you had a concussion.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fucking hysterical. Oh well.
Power Driver Finisher says, I run to Vince. Yeah, you would, Hogan, you little tattletale ass bitch.
That's insane. I do appreciate how fucking self-serving fucking Hogan is. Just all of
Yo,
it.
he's still running with this shit. I didn't know if Andre was going to kick out. I didn't know. I don't know what he is saying. I'm just gonna automatically believe everything you're saying is bullshit. But then you reveal something that you've been bullshitting us on for years. So it's very confusing hearing from Hogan in the first two episodes.
Fucking insanity. What is going on?
I was loyal to Vince.
Until fucking more money came along, then I wasn't.
I love how they just called them out on a couple of the lies, like having like when he's like, yeah, I said I've never done steroids, and then it shows Billy Graham and Schultz saying,
I injected him myself. What's he talking about? It's hilarious. I want that line from Vince, by the way. Fucking, he should have just went up there and told the truth. Yeah, that's what you wanted. Him to go up there and say he does steroids. You fucking, how dare you? How dare you? Stop it.
And then Hogan, I should have listened to Vince. You literally, like 10 seconds before that, were saying, oh, everything I said was from Vince. But the one time you didn't listen to
Knock it off. What are we doing? Ugh.
Christopher Kidd says, Vince said, I'm a hypocrite and I don't mean anything I say. Also, Vince, I'm not the character that I play.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a walking contradiction, yo. He's a walking contradiction. I will say the most insightful or fascinating thing, it's not something, new, but fascinating thing was hearing Vince's perspective of his relationship with his father. Where it's like your father never told you that he loved you, and you've just been doing the same thing with the people that are your kids and look at you as a father.
It hurts. It was like you can just kind of see every once in a while. You kind of see glimpses of why Vince is exactly the way he is. It's like, oh, poor bastard. You never had a chance, and now you made sure everybody else doesn't have a chance. Fair enough. Yeah.
And it made me watching that actually made me appreciate the Bear season 3 a little bit more, because Carmi is everything that chef did to him. He's doing the same thing. It's very reminiscent of Vince and his father's relationship.
I'll say the kid turned out surprisingly well, all things considered.
Yep.
Can't knock it. Not great, but they're fine. I think though, a few years from now, might hear some other shit. Who knows?
I'm sorry. Best line so far, 2 episodes in, is Patterson touched my pet. and then I don't know what's funnier, him just saying that or the producer saying, "Oh, so why didn't you tell anyone?" And then Tony Atlas said, "Who am I supposed to tell?" And then the producer saying, "Vince," and then him just laughing uncontrollably.
Which would have been Vince's reaction, by the way. You can't tell me Vince wouldn't have found out hysterical.
Oh my God. There's something wrong with this business. Oh shit. Oh my God. All right. Keep coming with those comments in the comment section. Once again, show us some love with those super chat donations as we get into this week's AEW Dynamite.
Wait. By the way,
Yes.
Before I forget, even though SmackDown featured that impossibly ridiculous Roman fucking Cody thing that everybody loved so much.
You didn't like it? I liked
I
it.
don't get it.
I loved it.
That was so corny. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get why people love this.
I will say it was very over the top, very overproduced. It felt like a Hype Williams music video from the late 90s. And the scripting of it was like so out there. It was so over the top and more than it really needed to be. But I felt like Roman in the setting was great. And I felt like that's the reason why I loved it.
Yeah, everything they said was fine. It was just very melodramatic. Even with that, and there's some other stuff on the show. Highest rated segment on the show?
L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Come on, man. Triple H, now you're watching. You gotta pay what you owe. You're paying a minimum payment. You gotta pay what you owe, sir. I'm gonna ask for a little more. Come on now. I need you to knock it off. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, the rating was down, so they're not going to pay attention to that.
It's not his fault.
I don't know.
What am I supposed to do? I'm here from Dry to give you the best rating on the show. What do you want from me?
I mean, they did like leave off like the top. I think we talked about it. They left like the top 4 people on the show until like Cody showed up like with 2 minutes left on the show.
Jarring decision.
I was like, no Orton a week after he came back. No Roman a week after he came back in the building. No Solo, the main heel on the show. And no Cody until 9:58.
Yes, instead we're getting Kevin Owens versus, what was it? The Bloodline.
Kevin Owens and Street Profits versus the Bloodline.
Good Lord. Kevin Owens just goes back and forth between the Bloodline and fucking Waller in theory. We got it. We got it. Good. Though, to be fair, there aren't many other heels on this fucking show. What was that? But yeah. Come on, man. I'm not asking much. Please. And
like WWE, I know all the talk has been about like the overabundance, and this is probably the most since like Attitude Era, even probably more than Attitude Era, that they've had this many really, really over baby faces at once. But I think that the attention is put so much on that we tend to forget that they have a very low amount of very, very, very over heels at the same time.
It's awful, actually. SmackDown is the Bloodline, and that's about it. On Raw, there's Gunther, Drew. Yes, Drew. I'm not even sure Braun is still a fucking heel at this point. With his
Bronson Reed.
Dogs are barking and wherever the fuck. Shut up. So heel.
Yeah, I don't consider Braun Breaker. I think that he's a tweener at this point. Yeah. I was gonna say Bronson Reed would be third for me right now.
Yeah, and there's unless you have the Judgment Day as a whole, I guess.
Yeah, Judgment Day as a whole would be in that top 4, top 5 range. But I think I told you this earlier in the week. They're basically a jobber group. Like they I feel like their heat is very dependent on who they're feuding with. Like last year, their heat was because they were feuding with all the top baby faces, and this year their heat is with a growing, rising babyface in Damian Priest and top 3 most over people in the company in Rhea Ripley.
Shocking. Clearly, you need to turn KO, which appears like it's going to happen sooner than later. Probably going to turn Orton too. The longer we go, I'm telling you, Rock has put the word in. I have no interest in facing Cody Rhodes. I don't give a fuck. I changed my mind. So you do whatever you got to do to fix that. And the longer we go about Orton heel turn, the more I think that shit's going to happen close to WrestleMania. I'm just saying. Sorry.
Power Drive Prince says, honestly, wrestling needs vignettes closer to the TV show Heels. I love Heels, but I don't know about that. Heels feels like it's plucked out of like the 1980s. To be fair.
Explain why they were in a football stadium, by the way. I know Roman, whatever there, but why the two of them met in a football stadium?
Because it's in Georgia where Cody is from, and because Roman played for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
But what is the kayfabe reason? Like, why are we here?
That's the kayfabe and the real reason.
The kayfabe reason I'm meeting up with this cocksucker since we both do shit here.
It's on common ground. It
makes no
Cody
sense.
City. It's in Cody City and in Roman's Field.
God, I hate how unseriously fucking people take wrestling. The bookers especially. Jesus fucking Christ. What do you mean?
I am the storm. Do
you have anything to discuss? Wouldn't this make more sense if he didn't sign the contract last week? What do we need to talk about? You signed the contract. We're going to do the match. There's nothing to discuss outside of us getting fucking more angry with each other. What are we doing? This makes no sense. I'm sorry. Isn't Roman supposed to be a smart character? One of the few smart characters in wrestling? What is this? He showed up with 7 cars.
He was smart. He came with 7 cars just in case he had any enemies in Atlanta. They didn't know which car to shoot at.
What are you doing? Not well.
All right, let's get into AEW Dynamite Grand Slam from Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York. What did you think about the crowd last night in New York City?
It's Triple H booking like this now. Fred Ward makes me sick. I swear to God, I hate his guts.
It's not possible. You have to not care. Literally, one of the lines Vince said in the first episode. It's like, pro wrestling, I hate that term. He said it and he was like, ooh, I don't like it in my mouth. Ooh, no. At least Triple H has embraced he is booking professional wrestling. So Triple H, I've been saying this since he became into power in 2022. The fucking bar for WWE booking was in the center of the earth. Like, Triple H did a fucking 450 splash over that shit a long time ago.
I'm asking a question. Do you see this? Do you see how they tiptoe away? I'm asking a question. Well, that's like if I was to go, hey, SP3, do you still beat your wife? And you go, I never beat my wife. What the fuck? Well, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. There's no need to get offended. I'm just asking a question, sir. Let's not get all upset. I'm asking a question. Don't get riled up. I'm just asking. You sound kind of guilty there, buddy. All right, the crowd. They were fine for what they were. They were there. I mean, what do you want? There's no Dragon Omega on the show. Not gonna go crazy.
It's true. They did go crazy for the tag team match, though.
I'm sure they fucking did. No way this cocksucker's gonna kick out of this shit. Somehow he did. Absolutely.
Hey, they got pops every single time.
That's what it's like. Absolutely.
AEW.
These idiots share all 12 of these people. This is ridiculous.
It's not 12. It was 8,000 strong in Arthur Ashe Stadium last night. They got a big bump, late into the week. But AEW Dynamite Grand Slam 2024 came on air with Oasis effing in the bushes, hitting as Nigel McGuinness made his entrance for potentially the opening contest of the show, as commentary still questioned if Bryan Danielson was appearing. Excalibur, Taz, Tony Schiavone, and Jim Ross were on the call for this matchup. JR said that he searched catering 3 times for Danielson, and this is why, man, Jim Ross taking time off has really made him like he's up there with Nigel as my favorite commentator in AEW. He just said stuff that's just like, I know that these other 3 schmucks would have not said that. Thank you, JR, for selling. The standard theme song for Danielson plays. It plays for a few bars, and he didn't show up the first go around. So Nigel McGuinness took the microphone and he says, "Well, the American coward dropped the ball." He demands the referee to put the 10 count and Danielson be stripped of the AEW World Title, despite this not being for the title, which I popped for. The count was put on. He got to 6, and then we heard the first rings of the final countdown to bring out the AEW World Champion, to a huge reaction from the Queen's crowd. We got the loud final countdown chants as it was on for the first time in nearly 15 years. Well, one day shy of their 15th anniversary of their final matchup in Ring of Honor. It was Bryan Danielson face-to-face with Nigel McGuinness. Both men started trading uppercuts early on, with McGuinness standing tall, yelling to Schiavone that it's too easy. Danielson responded with a snap mayor and then punted Nigel right in the back, showing his cockiness for a bit here. We get a series of wrist lock counters with Excalibur saying that it's a time machine to the 70s and the catch can style of the UK. Overhand chops from McGuinness only woke Danielson up, putting a smile on McGuinness's face. Uppercut exchange led to a kick to the thigh by Danielson, but McGuinness sold it like he kicked him low. It was a ploy to try to gain the advantage. Both traded mounts, and a lapel lock attempt by Danielson, with him seeking it in with Nigel's height, allowing him to get to the ropes. McGuinness pulled Danielson to the outside and started targeting his injured right arm that he has screws in. Once again, JR pointing that out, that this is the bad arm that he injured against Okada last year at Forbidden Door, trying to drop the steps on his damn arm, but Danielson is able to escape. They channel back to their unified matchup from 2006 in the UK, where Danielson grabs him by the arms and starts trying to drive him into the ring post, but Nigel misses the head. He doesn't let his head hit the ring post like that match, and then hits his arm on the ring post to focus on the injured limb. He gets him in the ring, and he locks on the London Dungeon, a callback to their matchup from 2008, the anniversary show in New York City. I think me and Jimmy were there live for that one as well. Danielson gets the rope break. He met McGuinness in the corner with a charging drop kick. Underhook suplex led to McGuinness cutting off Danielson in the ropes. He tries for the Tower of London, but Danielson is able to escape, and he hits the Psycho knee, landing on his bad arm, so he's not able to get the cover. He gets the yes kicks fires off, but McGuinness answers with a head spring in the corner, but Danielson is able to cut him off and wrenches at his neck. McGuinness flipped both back on his feet and then hits the kick to the back and then the lariat down to get a near fall. McGuinness fought off a label lock attempt by slamming the injured arm into the mat. Danielson tried an uppercut with the injured arm, but collapsed instead. But did his moonsault out of the corner, only for Danielson to hit his bounce back lariat. He tried for the rebound lariat, but McGuinness catches him, hits a rebound lariat of his own, but Danielson kicks out at one. A thumb to the eye, then he hits a ripcord lariat for another near fall. He locks on the London Dungeon, but gets the knees to the back of the neck going back on it. He hits the hammer and anvil elbows and then does a Tower of London for a near fall. He applies another surfboard combo, London Dungeon, but Danielson is able to roll through and he starts landing hammer and anvil elbows. McGuinness hits a Psycho knee of his own, sending Danielson into the rebound lariat attempt, but McGuinness catches him with another lariat for a near fall. They both are doubled down, and this leads to Danielson locking on the label lock. McGuinness tries to fight out of it. Danielson is able to kind of transition as his injured arm doesn't allow him to get the full grip, but he gets it over McGuinness's eyes. McGuinness is not able to escape, so he says thank you before tapping out. They did bleep it out, so maybe he said fuck you. I don't know. But commentary says thank you. It says he said thank you, and he taps out to give Bryan Danielson the victory. I thought this was a great opener to the show. Bunch of callbacks to their Ring of Honor rivalry and their history together, as well as some great technical wrestling and, of course, the unmatched selling ability that is Bryan Danielson of the injured arm. Post-match, you get Christian Cage coming out with his Casino Gauntlet contract, only for Kip Sabian to steal his pen, so he's not able to sign the contract. Christian runs after him, and he runs into Claudio Castagnoli and Pac standing backstage, and Christian scaries away after Sabian as we go to commercial break. What did you think about the opening contest? Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, one more time.
Glad to see Nigel back. It was fun. I'm glad he got to get this match off, which he really wanted. Dragon is great. The match was good. I cannot go great. Nigel's striking was never his best outside of his lariat, but it has grown more heinous over the years. No disrespect.
The elbows were particularly. I was just like, either he's doing this to mock him, or his strikes are that.
Elbows rough. Overhand strikes are rough. That's good. It was what it needed to be. I probably wouldn't have had it open. So it was a faster paced open, but I enjoyed it. It was good for what it was. Crowd wasn't as up on it because nobody gives a fuck, because nobody is 50 years old like SP3 is. So we don't care about what happened in ROH however many fucking years
You
ago.
were there too, motherfucker.
We don't care about all that. What's going on right now? And the match was good for what it was. As a post-match, that was silly, and not in the way things should be silly. Like, if they were going to be this silly, this should have been a whole thing. Kip should have stole the pen. He should have started a show-long narrative of Christian trying to get this fucking pen back. Otherwise, it's just a waste of my time. It's just goofy. Sorry.
We got AC says this match was great. We also got Big Man Dogs who says they should just make Nigel and JR the Dynamite team, or Nigel and Tony. Nigel and Tony, because I think that JR is this good because he's only here for Bryan matches, apparently. Bryan matches and main event matches.
Okay with that then. That's fine. Nigel Tony's, they're never going to give it Excalibur, unfortunately. I don't know why. I don't get it. Oh, never mind. I remember. Never mind. I remember. It's part of that fucking LA crew. Right. Ugh. Fucking nepotism in this place. Can't wait for the AEW documentary. Okay, Excalibur, touch my pecker.
Oh my God, stop. I made Beat says Tower of London spot was dope. I do agree. I like how he got him into the Tower of London. Nice little callback there as well. I think he did that in their matchup in 2008. I'm sorry, I'm being Excalibur to you. We got Barjar Finisher says he was just feeding information about the match. I agree. SP3. It's what I noticed right off the bat. He's trying. You can tell his voice is all strained and shit, but the other two just can't. Yes. JR just brings something to commentary right now.
I do love how serious Taz gets when JR's around. It's a nice change of pace.
No, I agree. We got Eric Graves says, "Hi, hey Jimmy." I guess fuck me.
I love that. Yeah, fuck. There's two of us here. But hello, sir. How the hell are you?
Check out last week's ROH review with me and Kay. I gave my top 5 Ring of Honor Bryan versus Nigel. The top 5 best Nigel versus Bryan matches from Ring of Honor. So
what was number 1?
Unified. That's the only one I gave 5 stars.
Oh, that's before you lost your fucking mind and gave everything 5 stars. Fair enough.
I don't lose my mind, sir. I give what deserves 5 stars, 5 stars.
I bet there was 5-star match on the fucking show.
No.
Thank God.
There was a 4 3/4 star match.
Good Lord.
Next up, you get Hook defending the FTW championship against Roderick Strong with the Kingdom in his corner. This was basically your no DQ plunder matchup on the night. Excalibur tried to tell us back when Strong tapped out to Red Rum a few weeks ago, the referee missed the foot on the ropes due to being so in the zone, which that's the new excuse. Hook tried an arm triangle early, but Taven and Bennett pulled Strong to the outside. Hook just broke through and took the fight to Strong, who answered by throwing Hook into the barricade. Bennett handed Strong a kendo stick, but he missed a swing. Hook got possession and took everyone out, including a Russian leg sweep with it into the barricade. Numbers finally became too much for him as Strong launched him into the ring post before taking things to commercial break. Strong was in control when we come back from commercial break until Hook fought back right as things returned with a series of takedowns. Taven threw a chair in the ring as Strong wedged it in the corner, as that allowed Strong to escape Red Rum and drive Hook into it. Big charging slam got a near fall for Strong as Strong followed up, placing 2 chairs together, but Hook hit a nice little judo throw through them for a 2 count. Strong exploded up. He hits a fireman's carry gut buster on his steel chair and then hits the sit kick for a 2 count. Hook floated out of the end of Heartache into a Red Rum. He gets Strong down, and Strong ultimately tries to escape, but he's not able to. So he taps out. Hook picking up the victory here. This was just fine here. It was what it needed to be, but the post match I thought was better. Hook gets the win. Strong offers him a handshake, which I was like, okay. I was surprised Strong in the Undisputed Kingdom didn't jump him right after the matchup. They actually show respect to Hook, shaking his hand. They even hug it out. You get the Kingdom shaking hands with Hook as well. Tony Schiavone interviews Hook on the outside, and right when this happened, I was like, are they going to do it? Has TK been watching the Ramble? He's heard our demand? Is it happening? And it's when I messaged you. They did it. Hook. Tony Schiavone talks about how the FTW championship was created just a short drive from here by Hook's father. Hook thanked Tony Schiavone, but he says all good things have to come to an end. Hook thanked everyone who has competed for this title. This was his 11th title defense of the championship across 3 reigns, and the fans who have supported this title. From this moment on, though, the FTW championship is officially retired. Hook then presents the title to Taz, hugging him to a huge pop and some ECW chants from the crowd. This was a special moment, a surprise moment, and I really liked it. This was well done in retiring the championship back in the same place it was created. Nice little moment here to cap this one off. Like, I mean, Hook, you got to do something with Hook at this point, because I feel like it's been 3 years and he's been not only in the same place story-wise, but his skill level. I haven't seen anything outside of like the Samoa Joe matchup. That's like an outlier where Hook has just gave us the same stuff for 3 years. So you have to kind of expand them out. So this was the right choice. A little late, but the right choice.
I thought the match was actually pretty good. You know, Roddy's great, and Hook is really great at the things they let him do. Post-match. First of all, before we get into the post-match, with Roddy shaking his hand, right, and everything that happened over the last year, and Wardlow gone, have we decided where the Devil storyline ranks as far as like all time?
Dr. Harden. I'm Dr. Harden.
You said hi to Jimmy?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm Dr. Harden.
What? I didn't hear what she said. She's not
He
Harden?
said, I'm Dr. Harlem.
Oh my God. Poor accent.
But continue.
Have we decided where this double story ranks as far as like all-time bad stories? Like, we know it's the worst in AEW history. Where's it like all time?
Oh, it's up there with like the higher power.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not against that idea. At least the higher power made money though. What did this do? It's kill Warlow again. Poor bastard.
Well, Warlow's injured. Warlow's been injured apparently. So Taven revealed that in an interview.
What are we doing? Oh my god. I feel so bad for that guy. I hope he's good. I hope he's a bad dude. Then I wouldn't feel so bad. But I'm not entirely sure. Post-match was it was fantastic. I ain't gonna hold you. Did I care about anything they said? Nope. But the belt is gone, which is the only thing that matters. Thank fucking God. I cannot tell you how necessary that is. And it's only the first fucking step. There's still about 3 more of these fucking things need to go. But we got rid of the one that was the easiest to get rid of. I can't believe how many times I watched an AEW match, a title match, and it's versus another champion. How is this even possible? Why is this happening so often? Why are there so many goddamn belts? Oh, wow, really? I can't knock it. But yeah, thank God. What's it mean for Hook? Probably nothing. But for the rest of us, the belt's gone. I'm so happy.
I was happy. I was like, this company has way too many titles, let alone one that's been unsanctioned for its entire existence. Does not need to be here.
Right? What kind of a deal does Taz have? Kayfabe Taz have, where he lets his title be defended. It's not recognized, but they use it frequently on promotions and shit like this. It's the shittiest businessman of all time. Dope.
Jesus. It's all over. It's all over but the crying. But what does the Hook does? What does Hook do next? What do you think? I would think that the logical move is him trying to go for another title and probably against the man he beat for the FTW championship before, Jack Perry.
Are we officially gonna make this the fucking European Championship? I'm not mad at that. Fuck it.
I mean, we already got an Intercontinental title with the International Championship, so.
Sure. Fuck it. Hey, that sounds good to me. I guess, yeah. You know what? Sure. Jack Perry and Hook. Good Lord. For the TNT Championship. Good Lord. Weren't Edge and Christian just some fucking main event for this belt a little while ago? Yep. And now it's Jack Perry and Hook? What are we doing? Oh my God!
It's not that yet. That was my suggestion. Where do you think he should go? What's your take?
That's the best idea I've got. The only idea I've really thought of was Hook disappearing for a little while, which is what they always do when they have nothing. And it comes back in what? He comes back with Samoa Joe or some shit. I
wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that either.
Yeah.
When Samoa Joe's done making Twisted Metal, he makes his return.
Yeah, I mean, they were a fine little team. When they added what's his face, I thought it went over the top, that stupid voice thing. But Joe and Hook together is fun. Of course, he's down for Hook versus Perry. I'm gonna stop shitting on Friend of the World. I'm gonna close this off. I just keep shitting on these ideas. That's not right. That's not right.
Pajari Finisher says Hook versus Miro. Yeah, I didn't get to ask you about that. What do you think about Miro requesting his AEW release?
I want him to get it, but I don't know. As I enjoy seeing Miro on AEW TV, I think the Redeemer gimmick, particularly the first time, was fantastic. He's got to be sick of sitting on the sidelines or getting terrible creative. We'll see. I hope he gets it. I hope he gets his release. Will it work out for him? Well, I don't know. Well, they could use a heel. We've already said that. We're pretty short on heels. And Miro would fit the bill.
But is he going to be effective without his ex-wife in WWE?
You heard Miro talk about fucking nonsense? About God and shit?
Yeah. I loved him. I loved him in 2021.
Oh, can I...
2021.
Hilarious. Can I I want to say this because I've seen a lot of stuff about the Lucha Bros and who's the other team? Machine Guns and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
About WWE's past AEW signings, stuff like that. I feel like this is I can't believe I'm going to say this considering he's overrated by Meltzer and company. But this is a gross underestimation of what Will Ospreay has done. Will Ospreay still gives AEW the edge, even though Okada's been a slight disappointment and Mercedes has been a bigger disappointment than that. Ospreay still gives him the edge over WWE. No disrespect. You close the gap. You close the gap.
Yeah.
Close the gap big time. You're down by 30 at half. You're down by 5.
It's an actual debate now. It's an actual game debate.
But until you got to sign somebody else, you need one more to catch Will Ospreay in them. No disrespect to anybody. No disrespect. I'm just saying. Ospreay clears whoever you're talking about. Like, Garcia will have a conversation.
Like I said it before. I think that AEW signed the bigger like main event names, like people they could put in their main event, whether it be the women's division, whether it be Ospreay and Okada in the main event division, where those are gonna be the people that they rely on in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. While WWE, on the other hand, basically is the championship team that filled a bunch of gaps that they had. They're the champion. They are the champions, but they had to fill in some different gaps in their lineup. They're a dynasty that is trying to win more championships, and they just filled the gaps that they needed to.
That's a really good comparison. A little consider about this Garcia thing. Well, at least I would be if I was in AEW, but
yeah.
So far, you're still in the lead. You're all right. Now, Garcia signs, we got to have a conversation because that's like 7 losses in a row. And have a conversation.
Yes. That would be a big loss for them. Chili with Chase says WWE has signed more quantity, but yeah, Ospreay's quality outweighs a lot of WWE signings. Like other than Jacob Fatu, I don't think WWE has signed anyone that's going to be in the main event scene in like a couple of years from
now. So you mean in the big two
main roster? Yeah. Main.
You don't think Joey's going to be there in 2 years?
No.
Okay.
I think Julia's going to be the main eventer on NXT for the next couple of years.
Really? You think she's there for that long?
Yeah. I think they do at least 2 years with her on NXT.
I'm mad at that.
Mm-hmm. Me either. I think it's the right move. I think that's what they should have. I mean, we've been saying it for months. I think that's what they should have done with Jade Cargill.
Jade is a star. You can't have her in NXT. These bums.
NXT is about to be the only brand on WWE on network television.
Congratulations. Still fucking Kelani Jordan and Ethan Page. Come on, man. What are we doing? Not good. And Jade Cargill, stop it. I'm a foot taller than every woman here.
I'm standing next to a broke mountain.
That shit is egregious.
We got Chiller with Chase who says Okada like that one player who has a contract year and they got paid and was like, cool, I could coast.
Everybody in the Mets signed in like the early 2000s. Roberto Alomar and fucking Mo Vaughn, all these people got paid and said, fuck it.
But up next, speaking of Hollywood, Will Ospreay, he is teaming up with Kyle the Barber Fletcher to face the team of Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks. And boy, oh boy, I said last week I thought this matchup would be great. But I feel like it exceeded my high expectations here. You had Don Callis on commentary for this one. He says tonight will be the biggest night of his career. We get a sneak attack by the Bucks, who hit a pop-up Hurricane on Ospreay before Fletcher ate a double flying elbow and then a double kip up and them doing their Young Bucks pose. Ospreay and Fletcher responded with a double team of their own, and the Bucks landed awkwardly onto one another until Ospreay hit a moonsault off the back of Fletcher. The Bucks went to the floor, and Ospreay and Fletcher hit a beautiful dueling moonsault off the top rope to the floor. That was great stuff. It just looked so pretty. The Bucks regained control during the commercial break when things returned. Fletcher fought free with a flatliner DDT combination, and then Ospreay made the hot tag. He does pip pip cheerio on Matthew before taking both Bucks out with a handspring Pele kick. Standing Sky Twister Press on Nicholas for a 2 count. Ospreay singled for the hidden blade, but Nicholas dodged and hits into a corkscrew kick. Sliced bread into a running knee for a near fall by Nicholas as Ospreay was draped over the top ropes. The Bucks hit a swanton bomb, bounce back power bomb combination for a near fall once again, like last week. Fletcher was dispatched to the floor as Ospreay kicked out of a EVP trigger. He then does a fucking double Os cutter to both Matthew and Nicholas. Referee Rick Knox took a delayed 9 count to check on who was the legal man before making the count for Ospreay, and that cost Ospreay here. They go for Coriolis, does United Empire, but Fletcher turned the Bucks inside out after they reversed into it with a double clothesline. Nicholas countered a Liger bomb into a face buster. We get Ospreay flying in for a 450 splash into Matthew, hitting a Canadian destroyer, but Ospreay lands on his feet into a hidden blade. The whole crowd is going insane at that sequence. What a great sequence in a series of great sequences in this matchup. Fletcher tripped to the floor by Matthew as Nicholas hits a punt kick. Ospreay hit a Hurricane Rana off the apron on Nicholas. Fletcher sets up for a spike power driver on the apron, but he gets it from the Bucks. He barely beats the 10 count as he gets in at 9. Rolling charging knee from Nicholas as we go to another commercial break. Bucks try again for the TK driver, but Ospreay and Fletcher both counter into a freaking double Styles Clash for a 2 count. Ospreay connects with the hidden blade. He hits the Stormbreaker, but Nicholas breaks up the count. Ospreay signals for the Tiger driver, but Nicholas saves his brother with a super kick. Fletcher hits multiple snap dragons and then charging corner attacks. Matthew met him with a running bulldog. Ospreay cuts off more bang for your buck initially as Nicholas looked to spring for a TK driver, but Ospreay catches him in midair with a cutter. Then we get a power driver we get the TK driver, the Indie Taker by Ospreay and Fletcher, but Matt Jackson is able to kick out. They pick him up and they hit Coriolis, the Aussie Open finisher, but Matthew kicks out again to a huge pop. Ospreay yells as Fletcher for Fletcher to end it. Okay. Why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? All right. You want to say hi to everybody? Say send super chats to protect me from you. Yeah, you're gonna make me bleed again. Come on, relax. Thanks. Jimmy's no help at all. Oh, I'm sorry. Jimmy's no help at all. But yes. We get at this point with Fletcher is flown out with a dive. Rick Knox checks on Nicholas as Callis hands Fletcher a screwdriver, scaring away. He goes to distract the referee as Fletcher looks to use the weapon, but Ospreay cuts him off, saying that they shouldn't do it this way. He shows the weapon to Rick Knox for him to take it away. He tells Don Callis to get off the apron. With the referee distracted, putting the screwdriver away, Ospreay gets clobbered with the tag team title belt. Fletcher tries for a roll-up, but he gets shoved into a title belt shot by Nicholas. Both Bucks get into the ring. They hit the EVP trigger for the 1-2-3 to pick up the victory here and retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships in what I thought was a fantastic match. This was just nonstop action-packed from the minute go. The crowd were on fire for this one, probably the loudest they were for the entire night. Post-match commentary brought up the fact that if Don Callis didn't intervene, the Ospreay and Fletcher could have won the matchup. But there's also the argument if Ospreay would have just let Fletcher use the screwdriver, they could have won the matchup. Callis checked on Fletcher as a dejected Ospreay looked on, and I love the camera work in the post-match here where you see Fletcher reaching out for Ospreay, but he's right in the middle of Don Callis and Will Ospreay, and love the storytelling here of the finish with Ospreay not trying to do it Callis's way, basically costs him the matchup here. But like I said, I thought this was fantastic and one of the best Dynamite matches of the year for me.
I have several complaints. Hold on. Let me reach them and read them here. First things first. I cannot skip over this. Taz trying to sell me that the Bucks are as good of athletes as Ospreay and Fletcher. I didn't forget that from the opening bell. How dare you? The pure insanity of the statement is fucking wild. Even Nick, who's a significantly better athlete than Matt, who I'll be nice. On what planet is he Will Ospreay or Kyle Fletcher? They're 6'5", bench. Stop it. Knock it off. What are we doing? Knock this off. Anyway, the match was really good. It was your usual spot fest nonsense. I hope you have gotten everything you needed to get. I hope you bought everything you need to get, because with these four, there was going to be no selling involved. It was fucking silly. It only got worse at the end with Matt Jackson, who decided that he was the star of this match. He wasn't going to be outdone by Hollywood Hogan. He decided he was in fact the star, and he was going to kick out of fucking everything. So much so that the announcers who have shit on Matt Jackson for forever now have to go, what is the Matt Jackson made out of? Absolutely. Babyface Matt Jackson, douchebag, is now the fucking, I'm so annoyed. Mick Foley. What are we doing? It was, it was very good. Look at him with a fucking nuanced take. Oh, I was grossed out. Sorry, I was so disgusted. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And why are we doing it? I'm so confused. But listen, I enjoyed it. For however long the match was, 25 minutes, if I had to guess, I enjoyed every single bit of it, outside of Matt Jackson. And the finish was a little wonky, but what do you want from me? Hollywood has got to get this guy over, and he's going to do whatever it takes.
It seems like it's working. He feels like a rising star in AEW right now. Kyle Fletcher.
He does. If he ever stops yelling, I will like Kyle Fletcher. I want to like Kyle Fletcher. He won't let me.
Look at the progression we've had here. For anyone who says that Jimmy just stays in the same opinion, he has really grown on Kyle Fletcher in the last month. Ever since the Okada match. I think the Okada match was the difference maker for you. Ever since then, you've been more positive than you've been in the past, 7-8 months before that about Kyle Fletcher.
Right. Because the first real Kyle Fletcher push was the Ospreay match, right? You would say. And the main event of Dynamite, which is fucking egregious. That was over the top. There's another big match in there somewhere.
With MJF.
It's the one where he did that fucking, I remember that. Spinning tombstone. Ugh. What a move, really. It's a tombstone. He spun around. That was egregious too.
It has seemed like that power Trevor finisher. He watches the show and he's like, I'm gonna scream more.
No, y'all just noticing it now. He's always done this awful horse shit. Especially now he's a babyface. He thinks that's what you're supposed to do, is babyface. Yeah, and it's not an attractive scream, sir. It's not a manly scream. All the way up to this match where I see it. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta stop screaming. That's number one. And number one for Bullet. We got to stop dressing like Karrion Kross. Get rid of that. And, we got to, that's about it. That's it. That's all the things we need. I mean, there's other AEW things like slow down, sell some shit every once in a fucking blue. But other than that,
there was selling in this matchup. I think there was more selling than you were putting it on.
Stop it.
I think this was the Young Bucks' best match since the Sting Darby match, honestly.
Sure. Mercedes Moné? We'll just go upside her fucking head. Fucking, what's homeboy who fucking Tobias Harris?
I'm done with you. You're
got all that money and fucking just a guy. Got all that money just here, just around.
Whatever. A bunch of people calling Kyle an anime character with anime screens. I love this match.
I'm not sure.
Nonstop.
Several people who
one of the best tag team matches of the year for me.
I was listen. Objectivity is a strong suit of yours. I would say whenever I ask you a question, there's a 95% chance I'm going to get an objective opinion, unless Young Bucks are involved, Triple H, CM Punk, The Rock, Kenny Omega. Then it's 50-50. It's 50-50 when I'm about to hear some horse shit or a good opinion. So I just take it all for a grain of salt.
What? I've been very fair with the Young Bucks during this reign. I did not like a lot of it, but I said it when we did the All In review. It felt like they had turned a corner and they turned the light switch on. They finally started caring again. It was like the Los Angeles. I always make the analogy of the Los Angeles Lakers during their dynasty when it would hit like April, they'd be like, "All right, we gotta actually play again. We gotta actually play again." Which is, I agree with what you said to me when the first time I said it. It shouldn't have been the case with any professional wrestler that they finally turn on the switch and care again. You should never hit that point where I feel like you haven't cared for a while, but it feels like they care. And this is the best matchup of this current title reign by far, in my opinion.
Can I? I'll be nice. Sure. Yeah. Great match. Really fun. Can we find a focus now? Can we find something to do? Can we find a goal? What is their goal in life?
Outrunners, come on, they're right there. Like, just feud with the Outrunners, Bucks. Like, listen to us. The Outrunners are right there. You got to strike while the iron is hot. You got to have upward mobility. It's been a while since we've seen people, lower on the card get that upward mobility. When you get someone who is popular the way they are, wherever you guys are going, they seem to be very, very popular now. You got to strike while the iron is hot, and that's your next tag team feud, Bucks. And you got to put them over in the end.
And then what? Retire? Matt doesn't want to wrestle anyway. He said he was going to wrestle. You didn't think about was going to resign anyway, right? Wasn't he thinking about retiring or something? Do it. I agree. Let Nick spread his wings and fly. Literally. What happened to Saraya and Jamie Hayter? Wasn't that going to be on the show? I'm going to think about something else.
No, that was at Grand Slam, but Collision Grand Slam.
Ill. Jamie Hayter. Whatever.
No, the thing that I was wondering, like, what happened to that Trios Championship matchup they were talking about last week? But they announced that at the end of the show. That was going to be one of my nitpicks on the show, is that they never addressed that. And then, like, the last minute, like Cody showing up at the end of SmackDown, it was like, oh yeah, we have a star here, so let's throw him out here. Oh yeah, we did mention that Trios match. Here is when it's going to happen.
What an asshole that Cody is, by the way.
You let like 5 dudes get their ass kicked.
Terrible babyface.
It's your boy, man. The number 1 star. You wanted him to have this WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, that's it. He had it. Mania passed. You got like 2 of them. Let's move on. Jesus. Enough. We let the star take over, please.
Well, Big Man it does feel like they are more positioning Outrunners to feud with grizzled young veterans. Big Man Dog saying,
what the fuck?
I feel like Outrunners should already be in an angle-based feud to build them instead of just putting them in the main event. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a TV feud with GYV before they get into the main event.
Whatever. I thought GYV were a big deal. Apparently they're not. Fair enough. I mean, used to build some other team. That's wild. You just got here.
I don't know. I never heard anything about their contract. If they signed like an actual long-term contract, or are they on a per date deal? The way they've been booked so far feels like a per date deal.
Oh, fuck it. I don't care either way. Sorry.
Renee Paquette is backstage with the Conglomeration, who officially welcomed Rocky Romero to conglomerate with the Conglomeration, giving him a t-shirt. Romero accepts. As Mark Briscoe said, he's wearing a Dem Boys shirt despite the new Conglomeration shirt to remember how the Briscoes wrestled in their last match together not too far away from Arthur Ashe Stadium. The learning tree will suffer a Dem Boys ass whooping, a Jay Briscoe ass whooping on Collision. Kyle O'Reilly asks for the word of the day, which Briscoe says is vovivorous. Wasn't it? I think it was vovivorous, meaning rowdy, meaning how that crowd is going to be on Collision Grand Slam when they win the Tornado Trios match against the Learning Tree. Hey, at least you didn't have to see the match.
I've been over them for a while. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care about anybody in this feud. I mean, I like Mark Briscoe, but not that much. Not enough for him to carry 3 other fucking people. Not that fucking much. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly and now Rocky Romero. What is still like Big Bill? I'm talking about the Conglomeration. I definitely don't like the Learning Tree. It is what it is. Whatever.
We got Joe Pearl in the chat with us. Good to see you, Joel. Saying Conglomerazuka. Yeah, because if it's
fucking Romero's name, fuck him.
Yeah,
I don't dislike Rocky. I don't know why, but it's enough.
What the?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I was stronger than I would have liked.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, who cares? Why are we still doing this thing? Yeah, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's like a fun little thing that we're dragging to the fucking ground. Jesus.
It was supposed to be a 1-week thing that just got over in Tony Khan's mind, and he just keeps doing it.
Please. The opposite of what I like. Yes! Like exactly that. Like Mark Briscoe was fun for a few weeks, and then ran into the ground. We give him the mic every week like he's The Rock. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Top 5 best promos in this company.
Good Lord.
We get Tony Schiavone on the stage, and he welcomes Prince Nana to talk about Swerve Strickland's condition coming out of AEW All Out. He says, Nana says, it's good to be in New York. Whose house? Swerve's house. Nana says that he's known Schiavone for a long time. Mentally, there's nothing that can stop the most dangerous man in AEW. Physically, Swerve Strickland is not clear to come back as of yet, but fighting every day to return. It was strange that, this was supposed to be kind of like a serious kind of thing, but you had Nana promoting his coffee, and then he's doing the dance. But it was all to set up what would happen next. MVP walks out. He interrupts this. He walks out of the heel tunnel, and he apologizes for the intrusion. He introduces himself as MV, M to the V to the P, and says that he agreed Swerve Strickland is the most dangerous man in AEW. It's MVP's opinion that Strickland is the most phenomenal talent to step foot in an AEW ring. His title run in 2024 will be studied by future generations.
What?
MVP put over Strickland's accomplishment, but he also said that he saw him also, saw what he did this year, but he also saw him lose the AEW world title at All in London. He also saw his house being burned down by Hangman Adam Page. But he axes. He views Strickland allowing Bryan Danielson to walk around smiling. Hangman Adam Page, the man that burned down his house, smiling, as a failure. But not a failure on Swerve's part, because he's, like he said, he thinks the world of Swerve. But a failure on Swerve's management. I guess the little ooze from the crowd, who would rather shill his coffee and dance around, chucking and jiving. MVP handed Nana his business card to give to Swerve Strickland, saying that he'll be ready to talk business. The crowd popped for that last line as Nana looked very conflicted. Swerve Strickland would respond on social media, not with any words, but just Nana sipping on his coffee, looking into the camera as a response to what went down here. But I said this from the very beginning. I said this. This is how you know TK watches the Ramble, watches True Heel Heat. I said the Hurt Syndicate versus Swerve Strickland is the natural way to introduce him. But I liked how they set this up with MVP interrupting Nana, calling out Nana for his management of Swerve Strickland and not taking things seriously after the failures of Swerve Strickland over the last 2 weeks, with losing at All In, losing at All Out, being out for a number of weeks now. I like this setup for what's to come, where, of course, I think this is leading to the rest of the Hurt Syndicate coming into AEW, Bobby Lashley, and maybe even Shelton Benjamin as well.
Anything was really good here. He comes across as, I don't want to say threatening. Threatening is not the word. Powerful, probably, is a better word. It's somebody important. Saying that Nana shucks and jives is wild, number one. Accurate, number two. And I would say a nice, one of the few people who get away with saying it. MVP, who doesn't do that at all anymore. It works for me. I thought Nana's facial expressions were great. I like the idea of Lashley versus Swerve. If Lashley has lost a step, I'm not sure if he has or not. Swerve will more than make up for that. Do I even care that MVP was blowing Swerve? I do. I do care. I'm sorry. This shit he's talking about. What is he babbling about?
I like it because this was him trying to recruit him.
Then you should keep it to yourself. You should just say he was great and he was fucking they'll say this shit later, and he's the most dangerous man. Then when you go, if he beat Roderick Strong, he beat Jack Perry, he beat Rocky Romero, he beat the Brooklyn Brawler. Like, what are you talking about? This is not an impressive reign you're listening to.
He said Will Ospreay, Christian Cage.
This is not
Will Ospreay's not impressive, Liz.
Will Ospreay. That's
Samoa Joe,
Christian Cage. Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Those are all impressive people. What are you even talking about?
They are certainly not. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, MJF. These are important names. I love Christian. Come on now. I love Joe. Come on now. We can put him with them. Come on now. Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. Stop it. Stop. We had this conversation already. We had this a year ago when you were doing your fucking tier list. They aren't. I'm sorry. It isn't.
We have Joe in the A tier, basically.
Yes. This was based on how good his year was. But as a star, is he MJF? Is he Will Ospreay? You gonna pretend to be ignorant now? Would you stop it? This willful ignorance. There's not. He isn't. Neither is Christian. Would you stop?
We'll see where they're at when we do our tier list for 2024. I'm just saying, those are impressive names. Those are legendary names.
Legendary names. So it's the Brooklyn Brawler.
Legendary.
Lord. It's unimpressive. I'm sorry. Just, you did what you had to do. Then let's move on.
This is ridiculous stuff. Oh man, can't with this guy. Christian Cage is not impressive. That's outrageous.
We all shadowed him as a first opponent. What are you talking about? You gonna pretend this? You gonna pretend now? You gonna say this is not a good first opponent? Nobody believes Christian's gonna win. on, man.
But that doesn't make Christian not impressive.
Did it main event?
It was one of 3 main events.
Now he didn't even main event. That's how impressive Christian is. I love Christian. Christian is great. But we're not gonna put him with MJF. We're gonna put him with Ospreay. We're not gonna put him with Dragon. We're not gonna put him with Moxley. Come on. No disrespect.
Did he mention Hangman Adam Page? He beat Hangman.
All right.
Not as champion, but he beat him.
Right, so it's not part of his reign. Who's the reign? Roderick Strong, fucking
Claudio Castagnoli. No, stop. You were going lower.
Claudio Yes, I'm going lower. Claudio, right. Oh, good Lord. Forgot about Claudio. Good Lord.
Claudio Castagnoli is not impressive to Jimmy Macram.
Claudio's impressive. He's a main eventer now. Claudio.
I'm saying
how
it's
the fuck's
an
impressive
person to beat.
How's he impressive then?
It's an impressive person to beat.
He's not even a main eventer.
So
oh man, what are we doing?
We get a quick little vignette of the Scapegoat bus driving the streets of New York, heading to Arthur Ashe Stadium for Jack Perry's open challenge for the TNT Championship on Collision this Saturday. And then we get Mariah May defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Yuka Sakazaki. The crowd was noticeably quiet for this matchup in comparison to the tag team title match and MVP's debut. Sakazaki flew off the top rope with a dive during May's entrance. She then hit a tire fin kick on the apron. The match officially began in the ring. Both ladies slapped it out until a rolling elbow popped May, who dodged another tiger fin kick, dragging Sakazaki to the floor. Shotgun dropkick sent Sakazaki flying on the floor. May hit a spinning sidewalk slam, the Mariah go-round, if you will, for a 2 count. Another dropkick with Sakazaki trapped in the ropes, but Sakazaki countered the handspring head scissors into a choke in the ropes. May brought Sakazaki in for the Mayday, but Sakazaki was able to roll through into a backslide, what looked like 3 in a row, but May was able to get her shoulder up. She then tried for a rolling pin attempt for a series of 2 counts. Sakazaki followed a merry-go-round, but May wiggled out into a headbutt. High stack German suplex, almost landing on the top of her head. May didn't get much of a spinning sidewalk sit-out slam, but as Sakazaki fired off a thrust kick and then a Northern Lights bomb, she went for the magical girl splash, but May was able to get her knees up, followed off with a charging knee, and then the Storm Zero for the 1-2-3. This one just went over 6 minutes. Not much to hear to this at all, and the crowd, like I said, weren't really into it. Right as May was celebrating and then was about to level Yuka with the AEW Women's World Championship, the music of Willow Nightingale hit. She came out to a pretty good pop from the crowd as she stared down with the AEW Women's World Champion. After a stare down, though, the music of Mina Shirakawa hit, distracting Nightingale enough for May to waffle her with the AEW Women's World Championship. May then ran out of the ring to a confused Shirakawa, throwing her up into her arms, spinning her around. Mina was disappointed in Mariah's actions as Sakazaki chased off Mariah before staring down with Mina as we close this segment here. Like I said, I thought the match wasn't much to it. It was fine for what it was, but the post-match was the most intriguing thing they've done with the AEW Women's World Championship title since Mariah won it, and that's not saying much.
Goddamn shame. How did done Mariah? You said as bad as how they started with Thunder Rosa? Yeah, I'm say it's worse.
Yeah.
I mean, but Thunder Rosa came out. She's going to cut a promo. She didn't get to cut a promo. She got interrupted by fucking. Was it Nyla Rose? I want to say Nyla Rose.
I think it was Serena Deeb.
Oh.
No, it was Nyla Rose. It was Nyla Rose.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. I want to say this is worse because this is like, how long's it been? How long's since Benson's all in? Month?
It's been a month. Yep.
Good Lord. It's all been bad. All of it. Well, not all of it. She came out dressed scantily with a robe on. That was probably the best part, to be honest with you. And then it's just been a series of unimpressive contenders since then. I'm not entirely sure what the point of this is. This is Atrocious. This should have been the Tony match, the Tony rematch. This should have been it. Then Tony can take her fucking break off to where the fuck she is. Then you bring in Mina. What the fuck? I'm so annoyed. And then Willow, who I love to see, in any kind of form or fashion. Right? Right? Fucking right? This is, what a terrible idea. They booked Mariah May like she's LA Knight. LA Knight can fight bumps. He's over. He's over. He's over. He can fight bums. Mariah May's not over. She shouldn't be fighting bums. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Yuta, whatever fucking name is. No disrespect.
Yuta Sakazaki.
Oh, right. Excuse the fuck out of me. No disrespect to, who else was it? Who was the bum a couple weeks ago?
Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata is not a bum.
No, Queen Aminata is not a bum. No disrespect. I love Queen Aminata, mainly for her name and the way she looks. But Mariah May is not over enough yet to be fighting bums. No disrespect. She should be getting. The goal is to get her over. She should have beat Toni Storm again. Then she should beat Willow. Then she should beat Mina. And then, I don't know, somebody else. What are we doing? This is insane. Alex Riley's crazy.
He said heel, Alex Riley, or Virgin.
She's not over. She's not over. What are we doing? It's not her fault.
It takes time. Actually put her against stars to get her over.
Yes. The fuck? Why is it so complicated? Where's this genius that I've been told exists? That I haven't been told exists for like 3 or 4 years now. But I would appreciate if you guys picked it back up because I didn't forget. Not at all. Come on, man. This is common sense shit here. I know more about the rest of the business than Ted Turner does. Right. That's difficult, idiot. Stinks. I'm sorry. I'll be nice. I didn't hear his name mentioned much in the show. Should be nice.
And then finally, we had our main event of the show, Jon Moxley with Marina Shafir in his corner, going one-on-one with Darby Allin for a shot at the AEW World Championship. Darby came out with a nice little skateboard that had hit a half face of a skeleton, half face of Moxley. Very well done. If Darby did that, well done by him. The match started off with Darby just throwing himself at Jon Moxley, who basically flattens Darby with a big boot to the mouth, which I believe that's the shot that busted his mouth open. He then hit some corner strikes. Moxley then places Allin's mouth on the ring ropes and kicks it violently into his mouth again, further busting open Allin's mouth with the blood leaking from his lips. Moxley started zoning in on his left leg as he Irish whipped him to the corner, which looked so intense that Darby just flew through the ropes to the floor. Moxley found himself trapped in the apron. Allin raked his back and then piggybacked Moxley, who shrugged off Darby for a bit. Darby exposed the top of the corner post and trapped Moxley's arm in there, wrenching away at his mouth before Shafir is able to break him free. Darby hits a coffin drop to the floor before following up with a Lope Suicida on the other side of the ring. Darby went to set up Moxley on a steel chair, but Shafir stood in his way, and the delay allowed Moxley to hit a body slam onto the apron. Moxley took the referee as Shafir started getting in cheap shots on Darby. Moxley then smushed Allin's head into the ring post with his boot. He continued his onslaught when we came back from commercial break, but Darby avoided a snake eyes and hit a float over stunner. Moxley fell to the outside onto the setup chair, and Darby hits a nice little missile drop kick off the top rope to the floor. Code Red back inside gets a near fall. Allin exposes the corner turnbuckle, but Moxley is able to put on the brakes and hits a John Woo drop kick. O'Connor roll into a coffin splash by Darby. He then applies a Fujiwara armbar, but Moxley's able to roll out with Allin transitioning into a guillotine. Moxley places Allin in the corner and paintbrushes him with a slap across the face. So Darby goes to the floor. Marina Shafir helps Moxley expose the concrete floor on the outside. Moxley screams that Darby asked for this. He then gets Darby and wants a Death Rider, but Darby's able to float over. He runs Moxley into the steel steps on the side over here. Darby tries to go for a tope suicida as he goes inside the ring. He runs full throttle to the outside, and all Moxley does is step out of the way. And oh my God, this fucking splat. You heard the splat of Darby on the concrete. He then picks him up. He does a flipping suplex onto the fucking steel steps. Darby barely gets back inside before the count of 10. Darby tries throwing some shots, but Moxley no-sells it. Charged only to run into the exposed turnbuckle does Moxley, letting Darby get a schoolboy for a near fall. Darby tries for a coffin drop, but he leaps right into Moxley, catching him in a rear naked choke, a call back to one of their old matches back in 2020. Transition into the bulldog choke. You can see Darby's freaking mouth is just like spitting up blood. He fights to get to the ropes, which gets a huge pop. I love the fans during this matchup of "you can kill him," and then some fans like, "yes, he can." This is great stuff. Both men fight to the corner. Darby wants a superplex out of the corner, but Shafir distracts him long enough for the delay to allow Moxley to counter the superplex into an avalanche Death Rider. 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley defeats Darby Allin. He is now the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship and will challenge Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream in Danielson's home state of Washington. Doctors run to ringside to check on Darby as Moxley celebrates for a bit, but only a bit, as out from out of the crowd with a hoodie on his head comes the AEW World Champion. He comes in with a fucking necktie, treating Jon Moxley like he's Justin Roberts and tries to choke him out with the necktie. Love Marina Shafir here. She is 100% China to Moxley's Triple H, where she just starts fucking yoking up Bryan as he's choking Moxley out with the necktie. She's not able to pull him off. So the rest of the BCC, Castagnoli, and Pac all have to pull Danielson off of him. They have the numbers advantage on Danielson until Commander and Private Party come out, but they're pretty much ineffective because they get their ass kicked almost immediately by BCC. I was like, what kind of help are y'all giving Danielson here? This allows for Danielson to be left in the ring with Moxley. He looks for the Psycho knee, but Claudio and Pac pull Moxley to safety as they escape through the crowd. Danielson takes the mic and he says that if Moxley wants a war, then Danielson declares war. Danielson says, come Wrestle Dream, he's going to kick Moxley's fucking head in. The final countdown plays as Danielson stares down at a laughing Moxley in the crowd before thanking Private Party and Commander for trying to help him. But it is on. It is official. It will be Jon Moxley challenging Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship at Wrestle Dream. What did you think about the main event matchup? Man, Darby Allin, once again, the way this man gives up his body for our pleasure, for our entertainment. One of a kind. One of a kind. What did you think about the main event and the post-match?
Man, that was great. Darby is, as we already established, one of the greatest TV wrestlers ever. I cannot get over. Look, for real? Okay. I cannot get. I got louder. All right, I apologize.
Yeah. It's like they're coming for you, man. All the shit you've been talking, disrespecting Christian Cage.
Yeah, A-tier wrestler, A-tier star rather. Not S-tier. Sorry. Yeah, Darby was great. Darby's always great. One of the greatest TV wrestlers fucking ever. Buck Slander, stop it. Matt Slander, maybe. Nick's great. Listen, Darby was splendid. Moxley was good here in his role. I wish he would fucking. He's really on the nose with a lot of these things. What's up with the army jacket he came out with? Listen, sir, we get it. We get it. You just wear a black jacket or something. The green pants is fine. After the army, we got it. All right, whatever. Shafir's a nice addition. I still wish it was who's the gigantic woman that had that great match with Julia?
Megan Bay.
Yeah, I still wish it was her. But listen, Marina will serve the purpose. She's really good at presence. She has a great presence about herself. I really like Moxley versus Dragon at Wrestle Dream. I hate the way we got there. And the vacuum was great, but the way we got there is a complete mess.
Yes.
Kind of makes Darby like a fucking idiot. Luckily, part of Darby's character is kind of a fucking idiot. So
hopefully we can look at this in hindsight. If it goes the way that I think it's leading, of Moxley beats Bryan to become the champion, and then Darby is the one that dethrones Moxley.
I think so too. Are we done with adding things to the story? Like, is the story just Moxley, what he said? He wants to take over, and this is him taking over. Like, there's no higher power, so to speak. It's just Moxley and company.
Yeah, I think it's just Moxley and company. He cut a good promo on the road to Grand Slam where he talked about how he's basically targeting all of these people that have been in AEW that have become complacent. And he says that he's going to fulfill what him and Bryan were supposed to do 2 years ago when they put together Blackpool Combat Club. Help the youth, help the future of the company.
Absolutely. Yes, he should, and bring all these great young stars with him, like Claudio and Pac.
Well, they want you to come to their side. They want him to embrace what they're doing.
That's the one. Which leads me back to the problem I have.
We're not going to do that right Daniel now. Garcia. Hopefully, Daniel Garcia resigns.
What do I want to say? Moxley. I love that Maria Shafir couldn't pull Dragon off. You know, it's one of my biggest fucking complaints is that this is a grown ass man. And Marina, as strong as she is still 130 pounds. Like, get off me. You throw a referee around. Dragon's what, 200 pounds? Stop it. This is really good. I enjoyed all of this. I have no complaints about what happened on Wednesday. This Wednesday, to be specific.
Agreed with you there. Yeah, I agree with you with it was very convoluted to get to this point, but I'm all for Moxley and Danielson. That feels like the best and biggest program in AEW right now. So it should be.
I would imagine so. There's no MJF. There's no Swerve. There's no Mercedes. There's no Britt. There's no. Yeah, I would hope it's the biggest program. One would fucking imagine. What are we doing? All these things vacation at the same time.
We got Annika who says, "Look, I like Danielson versus Moxley, but Moxley retires Danielson though."
Yeah, I don't love that part of it. Has Dragon ever beaten Moxley in AEW?
No. Yeah. No, Moxley is 2-0 against Dragon in AEW.
I remember being disgusted twice.
He beat him at Revolution for the birth of BCC, and then he beat him to become a 3-time AEW World Champion 2 years ago at Grant.
That was a gross one. I know Mox he's reliable, and Dragon doesn't want to be champion if he's going to lose the belt right afterwards. Yada yada yada. Fuck that. Dragon should have won. Only Dragon. He's going to put Moxley over, but he really should win this match.
I agree. I think he should win the matchup, only for Christian Cage to cash in.
Oh my god! I like Christian. Strong. I go strong in that. I love Christian. No, I think we've passed the point of Christian being world champion. No disrespect. Past that point.
I like this. This is the first comment I really like for you, Big Man Dogs today. This is a great comparison. Moxley retiring Danielson is kind of like Brock beating the streak of The Undertaker at WrestleMania. There's an argument for a big star doing it to be the new big bad.
Yes, it also solves the same problem, which is you fucked up Moxley. So now you got to put him over here to make him the big bad he was already before you fucked him up. Sure. Whatever.
Oh man, Annika, I asked that same question because a lot of all of this would make a lot more sense if Nigel had won that gauntlet at Allin, and he was facing Bryan on this show for the championship. That Darby got distracted with Moxley or listened to Moxley, and then Nigel said, "I'm cashing in my casino gauntlet contract at Grand Slam. Since Darby doesn't want his title shot, I'm taking mine."
It's still kind of fucked, but it works better than.
The only logical of it is that it makes Darby look like an idiot. But a lot of this, there was more problems than Darby looking like an idiot to how we set up these two matches on the show. I think that it would have been a smoother, thorough line if Nigel had just won the gauntlet.
Yes, it's less plot holes. Not zero, but less.
Less, yeah. I'm here for it. But hey, I don't know when I don't know how you fit in a Christian title run unless you're just going to screw over Darby, where Moxley beats Danielson and then Darby beats Moxley only for Christian to cash in.
No. Don't overcomplicate this. Christian shouldn't have won the gauntlet. He shouldn't be walking around with the fucking thing. He should fucking cash in and lose. This is not complicated.
I can also see that. I can also see that. I wouldn't mind that either. Darby also beats him. Double whammy. Yes.
He cashes in and Luchasaurus decides this is the right time to be a good guy.
Yeah, I can see that. But yes, good stuff on this show. I very much enjoyed this. This was one of my favorite episodes of the year. I wouldn't say my favorite. Jesus. My favorite is still probably Beach Break from July. That was the one that had Bryan versus Hangman in the Owen Hart Cup final. It had Garcia versus Ospreay in the main event, and then it had the MJF heel turn afterwards. And it had Hangman's return on that show as well. So that's probably my favorite episode of the year. But this is I would say top 3, top 5 for the year for me as far as Dynamite goes.
You should describe that show. I think I gave that show an 8. I think going over 8.
I think you gave it an 8.5.
Beach Break? We'll see. Keep talking.
But yes, let us know in the chat what you thought about AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Let us know and send some super chat donations. We've been talking for an hour and a half. Y'all ain't sending us no love. Come on, where's the love, y'all? Where's the love? This is gonna be a first. No super chats. What are y'all doing?
This nigga begging.
No, I'm just saying. I'm shocked. But no, we always appreciate the support. Any dollar amount matters. Last call for that. And of course, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Jimmy for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
I'm going to go with 7.5. I really enjoyed tag match really good. I really enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed MVP mostly. Actually, now I think about it. All right, we retired the FTW title. See, that's not a lot. I didn't hate
Bryan and Nigel?
Yeah. Sorry.
Said it was good.
It was good. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna keep pretending. Nigel hasn't lost a step. Says the person who didn't watch. Clearly. Yeah. 7.5. 7.5 sounds right.
I gave it an 8.5.
Jesus! What are we doing?
8.5.
What are we doing?
Thought the opener was great. Very much am all for Hook retiring the FTW championship. Ospreay and Fletcher versus the Young Bucks was one of the best Dynamite matches of the year for me. And the main event was great. And the post match was really damn good with setting up Danielson versus Moxley. Actual development in the women's division. I'll take any type of development, even if it's at a snail's pace at this point, because Mariah May's title run has been a month long and still waiting for the big shift to happen. That's pretty much the whole show. And MVP's debut was great for me. So very much enjoyed this show. Jimmy, what was your match of the night?
As much as I want to give it to Darby and Moxley, who actually put together a competent story and sold some shit, I think I have to go to tag match. Well, Ospreay is too impressive not to give it match of the night to when he goes all out. And I love that. I was about to say, look at the chat. Coming through clutch with some proper ratings. Crystal Crab been on a little overboard, but that's fine. That's fine. And then here comes Louisville, who decides he's going to also jump out the fucking window. I love that. MVP the Bucks. That's all I need to see. Exactly what I said earlier. These motherfuckers can't be trusted with Bucks ratings. This is insane. I've never seen. You got to talk about. I won't get into it. You got to talk about most overrated acts ever, and Matt Jackson would be towards the top. Towards the top. I've never seen one person confuse all of you people so much.
Ridiculous. Match of the night, Young Bucks versus United Empire. Like I said, one of the best Dynamite matches of the year. MVP for the show, Jimmy.
I'm actually going to go with Darby. What this person does is jarring on several levels. I didn't see one bump where I was like, yeah, you should take that. It's a good idea. I like that bump. What the fuck? Good job. Me too, big man, though. It's longer than that.
I'm gonna give it to MVP. I thought this was a simple yet effective introduction for him that makes me intrigued. That's out of everything that happened on the show, that was the one I was just like, I really want to see what happens next outside of Danielson and Moxley, but we know what's going to happen next, the big matchup at Wrestle Dream. I want to see how they play off this whole story of MVP trying to recruit Swerve and how this leads to, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Syndicate coming into AEW. So MVP is my MVP for the show. LVP for the show.
I keep giving it to Dummy. And I don't want to give it to Dummy again for his Mariah May booking. I guess I just give it to Mariah May. Through no fault of her own, she continues to get fucked over here. And not in a fun way. This is jarring. What are we doing? Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Mariah. I have to give it to Mariah May because I'm still waiting for her to have a good to great. She gave us one of the best AEW Women's Championship matches of the year with her and Timeless Toni Storm, and she hasn't been given much. So I kind of it's co LVP Mariah May and TK, because yes, they've given her opportunities to have good to great matches, but they haven't given her much.
I mean, she had 6 minutes with this lady. No offense. And Queen Aminata, and who's before that?
Nyla Rose.
Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing with this fucking Santos Escobar, Ludwig Kaiser, fucking Andrade S. Rossi? Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Make it work. Come on, man. Knock it off. Stop it.
I think that's all. We do have a super chat donation. See, this is why I say the last final call. I had to throw it out there. Throw us a bone. Thank you, Annika, for the support. Kyle, she says, Kyle, just stop yelling, and Darby, stop bleeding. Darby, you don't have to kill yourself for our entertainment. But yes, like Darby, Kyle, all you have to do is when Annika speaks.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Siobhan. What the hell is wrong with you?
How did Mariah May go from that to this? Greatest female heel turn ever. One of the greatest AEW heel turns ever. Great match at fucking Allin. And now this. Fucking Yuka. 6 minutes. Come on, man. What are we doing? No respect.
No, I don't understand it. It's like if you wanted to give Timeless Tony Storm some time off before we get into the next matchup between them, you better have had a actual plan for what you were doing with Mariah coming out of All In. And it just hasn't seemed like that.
Fucking egregious. I'm so annoyed. Oh well, fuck it.
Thank you so much, Annika, for the super chat donation. King Potato says Giovanni Vinci ass.
What the fuck is this? Then I was like, there's not many other options actually. This roster is kind of thin.
It is. It is, to be fair, but we shall see. Thank you, Jimmy. As always, this is probably going to be our shortest episode of the year because it was all wrestling. So we were able to compact this in less than 2 hours. But Jimmy, give us your tell everybody where they can follow you on social media and what you got on your channel.
Who's up that phone?
No, not yet. When I'm done.
That reminds me, I'm promoting Planned Parenthood and Plan B and vote. You don't want to lose your abortion rights like you did. So
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
the kid is cute, but that's for like an hour at a time. Most of the time, they're just yelling and screaming. I'm here to help.
So awful. What an awful person. You can follow me on you can follow me on social media at True Heel SP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Heel Heat. Patreon.com/True Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. Don't think we have anything on tap for tomorrow, so I will be back here live on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Heel Heat flagship podcast. I'll be joined by Mark Hoke of the Mark Hoke Show and the radio host for the best and biggest pro wrestling radio show in Las Vegas, as well as Professor Chris of the NWA podcast. So join us live for that on Saturday. But for Jimmy.
We know Ace. I can't get TK LVP every week.
So I gave him co-LVP. TK and Mariah May.
Oh, great. LVP. I rescind my Mariah May pick. TK's LVP. Go on, man. It's obvious.
Check out me and Jimmy over on his channel for Are the Bear Season 3, episodes 3 through 6, reaction and reviews. That's up on his channel right now. It's also on our community wall. So yes, show your support to Jimmy's channel over there as well. But for me and Jimmy, we will be back with you next Thursday to review next week's AEW Dynamite with the 5th anniversary of the return of Britt Baker versus Serena Deeb and Will Ospreay versus Ricochet already announced for that show. Very rare that a non-Grand Slam show has more than one match announced. They need to get back into the vibes of that because WWE do it every single week now. You got to get back on that AEW. But me and Jimmy will be back to review that. So until then, this has been AEWramble, episode 165, Business Picks Up. We are signing off until next time. Later, y'all.